Hello guys, it's your girl Evelyn Akin and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is basically just going to be a quick follow-up from the previous video on how we actually spoke about how to actually get started with day trading in 2026. In today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to read the charts, and we're going to look at all the different market directions that are out there and how to spot the difference. Hope you guys do enjoy this, and let's get straight into the video, guys. So guys, I actually took down some notes on all the different market directions. So there's actually three main directions that the market can go into. So the first one is uptrend, the second one is sideways or range, and then the third one is going to be a downtrend. And guessing from the titles of the directions already, I'm pretty sure you guys would have an idea of what I mean by this, but we're actually going to put this into perspective and actually look onto the charts. Okay, so before we even look into the charts, I'm going to discuss what an uptrend is. So an uptrend is when the market goes in an upward direction. So it's like I said, it's basically the title there. So whenever you see the chart going in an uptrend, like going towards the upside, that is an uptrend. Okay guys, and then the next one we have is a sideways range. So this is basically when the market is bouncing up and down in between supply and demand, which I will further explain what supply and demand is later on in the video. But it's basically when the market is bouncing up and down between supply and demand in a sideways motion. So that's what we call the range or the sideways direction. And then the last one that we do have is a downtrend. So I try and look at the market directions in three different in the diagram, which I will upload in the video now, in the diagram where it shows it's like uptrend, range, downtrend, kind of like the top of a hexagon really. So that's when you think of the market, just try and think of that. It kind of makes it easier for you to understand the different directions that the market can take. So a hexagon, the top of the hexagon, okay, the three parts. So there's uptrend, sideways, and then downtrend. Just think about it like that. Okay guys, so downtrend, self-explanatory, is when the market is going down. So I'm going to show you my screen right now. So as you're looking at my screen here, you're seeing all these different colors and different candlesticks and what they mean and all this whatnot. I'm going to show you guys how to actually read the charts. Okay, so looking at this here, this is trading view, and this pair is Euro USD, and we are in the 5-minute time frame, meaning every candlestick that you guys see here represents 5 minutes in the charts. Okay, so that's 5 minutes in real time, as you can see here. So every candlestick represents 5 minutes, and you can change your time frame to whatever suits you, but depending on your trading style, which we will definitely get into in future videos on how timing matters and time frames. But depending on your trading style, the time frame that you would use would depend on that. So right now I'm just going to use a 5-minute time frame just for this video to show you guys the market directions. Okay guys, so every candlestick represents 5 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to zoom into this area right here. Okay guys, and I'm just going to square off this area right here. As you can see, all depending on how TradingView allows you to actually pick and choose the colors you want to use for your candlesticks and stuff like that. So I have the basic red and blue, which I think makes the most sense. Red selling, blue buying. Simple. So as we're looking at the charts here, we have this area over here. That would be an uptrend. That would mean that the direction of the market is bullish. So that is in a bullish direction. So bullish is when we're going up and bearish is when we're going down. So as you can see, the blue candlesticks are going just up towards there. That would mean that we are in an uptrend, slightly, just for that area, but not overall. We're not in an uptrend, but just want to show you guys a different market direction. So that would mean we were going up. And then self-explanatory, we have red candles going all the way down here. That would be a downtrend. Okay guys, the market is simply going down. It's so much easier than you guys probably anticipated. Just at face value, it does look a very bit much confusing, but it's actually not as confusing as it may look now. So I'm not going to show you guys what range looks like. Okay, so from this area, from what we can see over here guys, I'm just going to separate the two. So from what we are seeing here, the market is just bouncing up and down between supply and demand, guys, as you can see here. So that is what we would call a range direction. So I'm even going to show you guys now again in that hexagon form that I was talking about. Okay guys, I found a perfect example for you guys. So I'm just going to draw it out, as you guys can see right here. So we have a uptrend, then we have range, and then at the side we have downtrend. Just going to do DT. simple. That is how you read the charts, guys. So simple, so easy, and it's not as complicated as it may look. Okay, guys? So we just covered the 3 different market directions that are out there, the main ones anyways. So we have uptrend, range, and downtrend. Okay, guys, so the next thing we are going to be speaking about is how to actually know if overall we are in an uptrend or a downtrend. And that would give you more of like a signal of whether to buy or sell in the market. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to clear my screen now and show you guys what I mean by this. Okay, so it's much more easier for you to understand. So looking at this chart here that I'm showing you guys at face value, what do you think is going on? And I'm going to circle the area I'm actually talking about here so you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. So I want you guys to actually take initiative and actually look at what I'm showing you right now, and in your opinion, do you think we're in an uptrend or in a downtrend? I'll give you guys a few seconds to think about your answer. Okay, so if you guessed that we were in a downtrend, you are correct. Well done. See, it's not as hard as it may look. It was kind of a given, especially with the impulse that we have over here, this section over here. Okay, guys, you guessed downtrend, you are correct. So from what we are seeing on this chart, we can see that the market was creating lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by a lower low and a lower high. This is a lower high, then we now created a lower low to a lower high to a lower low to a lower high to an even lower low. Okay, guys, I'm gonna just do that again. So as you guys can see in the charts here, we started off by making a lower high to a lower low, lower high to a lower low, lower high to even a lower low. So see the way we were going in that downwards direction, even though there was still some blue candles in the while the market was moving, there was some blue candles, which doesn't just indicate, like, it does give us more indication, the fact that there is more red, that we are in a downtrend. But I don't want you guys to just look at the colors of the candlesticks, because there's so many ways you could actually look at the charts. Like, you could do a line chart. I just prefer the candlesticks, as it just makes it looks way much more easier for me. But some people do prefer the lines, but that's why I don't use color as a indicator on whether we were in an uptrend or downtrend. But from what we were seeing here, we are in a clear downtrend. Like I mentioned, there is some blue candles, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, guys, and then I want you guys to then look at this next motion that happens over here. So we now created a lower low, a lower high, and then we impulsed all the way to the downside to then create a lower low over here. And guys, if you are going to take one thing from this video, let it be this one thing. After every impulse on the chart, normally always comes some sort of correction, because the market needs to correct the big impulse that happened, if you get what I mean. So as you can see here on this chart, we impulsed, and then of course with an impulse comes a correction. So after the impulse came correction, which kind of came range. We were bouncing in between supply and demand here, as you can see. So that is what I meant by after every impulse comes some sort of correction or range. If the market was in an uptrend, that would mean that we were bullish, and if the market was in a downtrend, that would mean that we are bearish. But guys, don't take all this, you don't have to know this terminology to actually trade. It's just something to know. Like if you ever hear traders, they'd be like, oh, we're USD gold was bullish or gold was bearish. That's what they mean. They simply just mean that we were in an uptrend or in a downtrend. So don't complicate it, guys. Make it as easy as possible for yourself, for you to understand. Okay, guys? And just remember, the trend is your friend. So if you see that we're in a clear uptrend, you should be looking for buys. And if you see we're in a clear downtrend, you should be looking for sells. Don't ever try and go against the trend, because the trend is your friend. So we should be looking for like a continuation. So a continuation of the trend. So that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys did learn something from that. And there is going to be a continuation of this segment. So I'm going to teach you guys how to trade in depth from one lesson to another. So last week we spoke about how to actually get started. This week we actually spoke about how to read the charts and how to recognize all the directions in the market. And then next week we are going to speak about how to actually read the charts and how to actually look for entry points and stuff like that, and how to actually place trades that, have a very high chance of hit and take profit. Thank you guys so much for making it this far into the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys did learn something. And any questions you guys may have, please do let me know down in the comments, and what you guys would like to see next, please do let me know down in the comments as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace, guys.